Canada is making headlines on the world stage and at home in your wallet. Prime Minister Mark Carney has just announced a major rollback of retaliatory tariffs on U.S. goods.
As I've stressed repeatedly, our old relationship, based on steadily increasing integration, is over. The questions now are how our nations will cooperate in the future and where we in Canada will move on.
It's a bold move, one that's already sparking applause, criticism, and even talk of cheaper groceries and household goods for everyday Canadians. But what does this mean for you, and why now? Let's break it down. On August 22nd, Carney revealed that Canada will lift a 25% tariff on roughly $21 billion worth of U.S. imports. That's a big chunk of goods, from orange juice and coffee pods to refrigerators, jeans, and even lipstick. But let's be clear, steel, aluminum, and automobiles remain protected for now. Why? Because those sectors are still considered critical to Canada's economy and bargaining position. The move wasn't made in isolation. Just days earlier, Carney had a phone call with U.S. President Donald Trump. Sources say the two leaders discussed ways to ease trade tensions. Trump called Canada's gesture a nice move, and in diplomacy, that's not a phrase you hear every day. So why would Canada back down now? For one, inflation is cooling. In July, headline inflation dipped to 1.7%, well within the Bank of Canada's comfort zone. By removing tariffs on common U.S. goods, the government is aiming to lower everyday prices even further, giving families a break at the checkout counter. Think about it. Cheaper orange juice, peanut butter, paper towels, even running shoes. It's an inflation-fighting move that Canadians can actually see and feel. And there's another layer. Economists say this rollback could pave the way for the Bank of Canada to consider cutting interest rates.
Well, I'll tell you what I've been saying to my students. For a country with a strong economy, typically in all the years I've been studying economies around the world, a country with a strong economy usually has a strong currency. And countries around the world, and certainly many countries in the developing world that I've visited and taught in over 35 years, often have depreciating currencies, reflecting weaker economies. So there's legitimacy of using that interpretation to apply to Canada against the U.S. dollar. The U.S. economy is much stronger. And the Canadian economy, measured on a whole bunch of statistics that we can look at, is not doing as well as the United States. And so it's depreciating. We can go into the reasons in a moment, the specific reasons, but it's depreciating against the U.S. dollar.
Beyond economics, this is about diplomacy. Canada is showing good faith, a willingness to step back from tit-for-tat tariff battles. Remember, under the USMCA trade deal, over 85% of Canada-US trade is already tariff-free. Carney's message? Let's not poison the well with barriers that hurt consumers on both sides. But critics argue Canada may have surrendered leverage too soon. By giving up tariffs without locking in firm U.S. concessions, some say Canada risks entering talks with fewer cards in hand. So is this a smart de-escalation or a risky gamble? That's the million-dollar question. Let's bring it back to what matters most, your household budget. According to government documents, here's what's about to get cheaper in Canada. Everyday consumables like orange juice, peanut butter, ketchup, and coffee pods. Household appliances such as refrigerators, microwaves, and washing machines. Lifestyle and apparel items, jeans, running shoes, cosmetics, even paper towels and bed sheets. These are products Canadians buy every day. So while this might look like high-level politics, the impact hits right at home. Imagine walking into the store next month and finding that cart of groceries, just a little bit lighter on the wallet. The ripple effects go beyond consumers. With prices easing, Canada's dollar has ticked slightly stronger against the U.S. greenback. That helps reduce import costs further and adds momentum to the case for interest rate cuts. Businesses are also breathing a sigh of relief. Importers who struggled with tariffs see this as a chance to regain stability. But some manufacturers, particularly in steel and auto, worry Canada might eventually face pressure to open up those protected sectors as well. And that's where the balancing act lies, protecting Canadian industry while making sure families don't pay more than they should. The move has drawn mixed reactions. Supporters applaud it as pragmatic leadership, a way to lower inflation, build goodwill with Washington, and show Canada is serious about trade stability. Critics, however, see it differently. Some argue Carney blinked too soon, giving Trump a win without securing enough guarantees. Others warn that Canada risks being seen as reactive instead of assertive. So while shoppers may celebrate lower prices, the political debate is far from over. But here's something worth noticing. Even though these tariffs are being lifted, many Canadians are still continuing to boycott American products. This reflects a growing distance in public sentiment between Canadians and Americans, something that tariffs alone can't fix. The trust, once shaken, won't fully return until there's a sense of sincerity and fairness from the American side as well. This is a reminder that while trade policies may change overnight, rebuilding public trust takes much longer. At the end of the day, this tariff rollback isn't just about trade. It's about trust. Trust between nations, trust in economic strategy, and trust that Canadians will feel real relief where it counts most, in their homes and their wallets. The question is, will this gamble pay off in the long run? Let us know what you think in the comments below. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe, and hit the bell for more clear and concise updates on Canadian politics and the economy.